Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm creating this beautiful bright purpley goldy eye look with the Natasha Denona little palette here. I've had it for a little while and I haven't had a chance to use it, so I'm so glad to finally get to play with this. I posted a picture of it on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago now, and I just thought, right, I need to do a tutorial with this palette. So it's called the Natasha Denona Eyeshadow Palette 5, palette number 10. I'll just name some of the shades for you. This bright purpley shade on the end is called 82V, Nina's Orchid or Orchard. This color here is called 20M True Gold. And this shade in the middle is called 24V Aubergine, and this shade here is called 49M Vintage, and this lighter shade on the end here is called 75P Satin Skin. I'll do a couple of swatches because why not? So we'll start with the end shade called Satin Skin. You do get a little bit of fallout, but it's not too bad. I find most really good quality eyeshadows have a little bit of fallout, but you just have to really tap off the excess of your brush before you apply it to your lid. 49M Vintage, that shade. This shade might be a tiny bit on the chalkier side, maybe because it's a matte, but that's the middle shade. Aubergine. But once you put it on the lid and pack it on the lid and blend it out, it's really pretty. Like a really deep, plummy, purpley colour. This gold, the true gold, is almost like a pressed pigment. If you can see here, it's very, wow. It's definitely like a pressed foil pigment. I've already got it on, but you know when you swatch something, it looks different. Well, it feels a bit different. So there's true gold. It's really, really pretty. Really awkward swatching here. And just on the other hand, I'll swatch the very end shade, which is Nina's Orchid or Orchard. The beautiful bright purple that I've got on my lower lash line. This one's quite smooth. And there's that colour there. Really, really beautiful. So I have created a whole makeup look using every single colour out of the little palette, and I really like the way it turned out. It's really, I don't know, something you might wear on a night out or special occasion or something like that. It's quite dramatic, but I love the inner corner where I've got the colour True Gold, and then on the lower lash line I've got that really bright purple colour. So just keep watching now for the tutorial and I hope you enjoy. Bye! Okay, so starting out with the skin, I'm using this Napoleon Perdis Autopilot Primer, and I'm just going to massage that all over the face. And for foundation, I'm taking one of my favourites. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. And I'm just dotting that all over the face as usual. And then I'm just going to buff that all into the skin with my flat Kabuki brush. Now onto concealer. I'm taking my favourite, which is by MAC Cosmetics, and this is the Pro Longwear Concealer. So just placing that under my eyes and any other places that I feel like I need to conceal a little bit more. And then blending out with my damp beauty blender. And to set all of those products into place, I'm just taking my Face of Australia Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and I'm just using my damp beauty blender actually, and just dabbing that into the product and literally just blending it out over the top of the concealer as you would when you're blending out your concealer. I find it really sets your concealer really, really well doing it this way. And just setting the rest of my face with a fluffy brush. Now onto eyes, and I'm taking this Makeup Geek Beaches and Cream eyeshadow, which is a really pretty transition colour, so it's just going to help the rest of your eyeshadows blend out really nicely. And this is my favourite blending brush, my Napoleon Perdis 10R Sculpting brush. And I'm just fluffing that into the crease. I'm not being too precise. And you just build up the colour to how you like it, as dark or as light as you want. And now onto the main part of the tutorial, the Natasha Denona No. 10 eyeshadow palette. And as you saw there, I'm just mixing together those first two shades and applying it to the mobile lid with a little flat shader brush. And I'm just using patting, sort of dabbing motions to apply that. I feel like you get the best colour payoff doing it that way. And just doing that to both eyes, as you can see here from a different angle. And I'm just building up the colour just to how I like it. You can have it as sheer looking or as dark looking as you like. And remember to always blend out those edges so there's no harsh lines. And now I'm taking that darker aubergine colour in the middle there with the same brush, and I'm tapping off the excess, and I'm just going in there on the outer corner and slowly dragging it up into the crease. But I'm really doing it little bit by little bit. And like I said before, just keep blending out those edges. So this is the Zoeva 231 Luxe Petite Crease brush. It's just a smaller fluffy brush. I didn't want the colour to go too high up into the crease. I was trying to keep it mainly on the mobile lid. So I'm really being careful to blend that out. And the blending did take away a little bit of the colour, so I'm just adding a bit more on top. I actually did that quite a few times until I was happy with the amount of colour that I had on the outer corner. I don't think it sat very well over the first shades I put down, so if I was to do this again, I probably wouldn't take that first shade or those first two shades onto the outer part of my eye. I'd just leave it blank so the shade would go on a bit easier and it would blend a bit nicer. But it still turned out alright in the end. And just adding a little bit more colour there to the outer corners. And blending out with that smaller fluffy brush once again with small circular motions. So once I was happy with the darkness of the shadow, I just took my large blender brush again and lightly went over the edges to soften it all out a bit more, and so it has that nice smoky diffused look. Then with a clean flat shader brush, I'm taking this gorgeous True Gold shadow and I'm just placing that on my inner corners just to brighten up the area. And then I decided I just wanted to darken up the outer corners just a touch more.
and always give it a good blend. And then I just quickly wanted to finish off the rest of my face, so I'll just show you what I used. This is just the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow, and I love this bronzer. It would have to be one of my favorites. And just using this big Sigma fluffy brush and this little brush just to put it on my nose and chin. I find it works better in those areas. And I'm just taking that highlight from the same little duo and placing that on all the places I want to highlight. And this gorgeous blush by Hourglass on my cheeks. It's got a beautiful glow in it, this blush. Oh yeah. And I just sometimes take this powder just to put everywhere on my face, just to blend all of those powder products in together. And just quickly onto brows, I'm using one of my favorites, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in soft brown. I'll just quickly speed through that because I think you've seen me do my brows before. And always set them in place with the Loreal Brow Artist Plumper. Okay, so face is pretty much done. Back to the eyes, and I'm just taking this Maybelline gel liner in Blackest Black, and I am tight lining my upper and lower waterlines. And I'm just smudging a little bit more on the outer corner of the lower lash line. And just blending that out with that same smaller fluffy brush. Now I think this is my favourite part. On a small little pencil brush, I just took this amazingly bright purple colour and I smudged it along the lower lash line, just stopping before I get to the gold on the inner corners. I wanted it to really stand out, so I built the colour up quite a bit. Then I just curled my lashes and applied my favourite mascara to my upper and lower lashes. And for lips, I just kept it pretty simple and applied this pretty Maybelline gloss. Then it's time to fix the hair. And I almost forgot to apply my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to set my makeup in place for all day or all night or whatever. And that's the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have been wondering about Natasha Denona eyeshadows, then I hope this has helped you in some way to decide. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye!